Chinosis is a meridian energy system that helps you get rid of unwanted emotions. Just like you get cholesterol in your bloodstream if you eat the wrong foods, so you also get emotional cholesterol if you have the wrong emotions all the time. So this actually helps you get rid of those emotions. Now the way it does it is similar to acupuncture in that it uses meridian energy, but instead of sticking needles in, instead you just rub very gently like that to stimulate the actual energy points. So let's give it a go. Let's start off by thinking of somewhere that's peaceful, comfortable, calm and relaxed, or something that makes you think of those same feelings. Think it may be somewhere you go to now, it may be something you remember from childhood, it may be something that when you think of it, it just takes you away from all the troubles right now. And as you think of that, get a symbol for it. Now the symbol may be a picture, it may be a sound, or it may be a feeling. It doesn't matter, whichever one's appropriate to you. So focus on that peaceful, comfortable, relaxed feeling, place, whatever it is, and get a symbol for it. Now if the symbol doesn't particularly make sense to you, that's fine. If your mind's anything like mine, it doesn't make sense half the time anyway. But that is your mind's representation of that feeling. What we do now is go up and just rub very gently on the point above the top of the rib cage, just on the top there, on your chest. Just rubbing very gently, and when I say gently, you're hardly touching the skin at all, because there are some nerve endings there and you don't want to rub too hard on them. So rubbing very gently, focusing on that symbol. And does one side feel different in any way to the other? Now, different could be hard, could be soft, could be uncomfortable, could be bony, could be hot, could be cold, could be anything. If those points do feel different, then you just keep rubbing on them until they feel the same. Rubbing while you're focusing on that symbol. Now if they don't feel the same, then that's fine. I usually find it's about 80-20. If they don't feel different in any way, that's fine, but do check them each time, because next time they might not do. If they do feel different, then just keep rubbing until they feel the same. The next thing to do is to focus on the emotion that you want to get rid of. Now, I am a big fan of positive thinking, but sometimes all the positive thinking in the world just doesn't seem to work. The way I describe it is, it's a bit like rebellious teenagers. However much you tell that rebellious teenager everything's going to be wonderful, everything's going to be great, they're going to have a great time, the more you tell them, the more they're convinced that their own point of view is right and that they are going to have a terrible time. Everything is appalling in their life. Nothing's going to make it any better. So, go along with those rebellious teenagers, agree with them, and that's what we do with this particular system. Forget positive thinking for the moment, because it might be that you can't think of anything positive in the situation, but we will get there just by rubbing all the negative thoughts away. So focus on something that you don't want in your life, something that's getting in the way, something that you feel much happier if that emotion wasn't affecting you. It could be something that's going on in your life right now. It could be something that's left over from a long time ago. It might be something that you're not looking forward to happening shortly. And maybe you can't really put it into words at all. That's fine, just focus on how it feels. And as you do that, get a symbol for that feeling. Now remember, the symbol can be a picture, can be quite abstract, could be a sound, could be the feeling itself. It doesn't matter, whatever's appropriate to you. And remember again, it doesn't have to make sense, because this is your mind's representation of that issue. Whatever it is, just go with it. Don't think too hard about it, just whatever comes into your mind is the right thing. Now I'd like you to rate that issue on emotional intensity on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is doesn't bother me at all and 10 is I really don't like it, I don't want it to be there. Let's go around the points now, focusing on that symbol that you just got, that symbol for that unwanted emotion. Go up to your eyebrows, just where the eyebrows meet the nose, and just rubbing very gently, hardly touching the skin. You don't need to dig in. You're not trying to dig into anywhere. You're just stimulating the points. And taking a deep breath, focus on that symbol, make it really strong in your mind. And the side of your eye, on the little crease on the side of your eye there, taking a deep breath, really focusing on that symbol, making it as strong as you can. Underneath your eye, on the bone, in the middle, again taking a deep breath, really focusing and making that symbol as strong as you can, whether that's bigger or louder or more in other places in your body. Underneath your nose and on your chin. Again, focusing as you take a deep breath, really making that symbol as strong as you can. Then down to your throat, the little dip there, just where you knot a tie. Again, using a couple of fingers if you want to, take a deep breath, really focusing in on that symbol. Stronger, louder, bigger, wider, whatever that might be. Then underneath your arm, if you put your hand up like that with the thumb on top, underneath your arm, just rest the thumb underneath the armpit, and you'll find it'll be the point that you want is about where your little finger is. So for men it's about in line with the nipple, for women it's about in the middle of your bra strap. Rubbing with a couple of fingers, because then you're more likely to hit the bright point. Rubbing gently, take a deep breath and focus on that symbol. And then over to the other side, again exactly the same point. Remember, hand underneath your armpit and about where your little finger is, just using a couple of fingers. The next points are easy. Take your hand and you take the thumb and index finger of the other hand and just rub very gently either side of the thumbnail. Just rubbing gently either side of the thumbnail. Going on to the next point, which is on the next finger. Again, deep breath, focusing on that symbol, making it really strong. And work your way down each finger, either side of the nail, rubbing gently. Focusing on that symbol. Deep, deep breath. Focusing as you go to the little finger, making that symbol really strong. And then move over onto the other hand, starting on the thumb, doing exactly the same thing. Working your way along each finger. Deep breath, focusing on the symbol, making it as strong as you possibly can. Bigger, louder, stronger, wider, deeper, darker or lighter. If the symbol changes, just go with whatever it changes into. And then finally, go up to your forehead and using a couple of fingers, just rubbing gently in the middle of your forehead, take 3 deep breaths, focusing on that symbol as you do it, counting each breath as you take it. 3 deep breaths. And that is one sequence. Now, remember where your issue was on the scale earlier, and where is it now? Sometimes you'll find that the issue might increase in intensity because instead of it being put to the back of your mind all the time, you've actually brought it right round into the front. That's fine because it will start to go down. With some people this works very quickly, with others it just takes a bit longer, but do stick with it. Let's go around now and learn how to do the shortcut of it. Always do the complete sequence on the first round, but on this one, as you go around each point, I'd like you to notice whether it feels different, just as we did earlier. So, taking a deep breath, focusing on the symbol and rubbing gently on those points, and just take a mental note if one side feels different to the other. Side of your eye, again, deep breath, focus on the symbol, making it really strong, and notice if one point feels different to the other. Underneath your eye, again, deep breath, focus on the symbol, and notice any difference. under your nose and on your chin. Deep breath, focus on the symbol and notice any difference. And work your way round to the throat, underneath your arms, mentally noting if any of them feel different. And working your way down your hands. And moving on to the other hand. And finishing off by going up to your forehead. 3 deep breaths, focusing on that symbol. Now what you do next is, if any of those points did feel different, then you could just focus on those. So just go back and rub those points only. You can forget about the others. If there didn't seem to be any difference and you find that the actual intensity is not yet down to a 0, just do all of them. You can't overdose on this, and if you are ever in any doubt, just do all of them because it makes it easier. It's just slightly quicker this way. So I'm going to leave you now with that to continue getting that intensity down to a 0. Please do always get it down to a 0 because otherwise you'll find it just creeps back up again. It's a bit like dandelions. If you don't actually get the roots out, they carry on growing. So do make sure that you do get it down to a 0. Of course, you might be thinking, well, this works really great, but I can't do this in public. I'd look really stupid doing that every time I'm stressed or going like this. Well, you don't need to do it physically. You can do it in your mind, and I do that quite often. Your mind and body are linked, so what you think about creates a natural response in your body. If you just think about it for a moment, if you do think about something stressful, you'll find your body all tenses up. And when you were thinking about the peaceful, comfortable, relaxed feeling earlier, you find that your body just relaxes down a bit. So by thinking of rubbing on those points, you'll have the same effect as if you actually are. It might take a little while to get used to start off with, but do it physically for a while and really focus on what they feel like, and then just imagine doing it, and you will feel that you can feel the points being rubbed. Now you can also use the Chinosis routine to give you energy as well. I use it a lot for getting up early in the morning. I use it if I'm feeling a bit off colour. It's a great way to really boost your energy. All you do is use exactly the same routine, but either get a symbol for the amount of energy that you've got, or just give it a number, a percentage of where you are. Then, instead of going round the points and rubbing on them, I find it helps to tap on them. So just tap on each point instead. And you will feel really full of energy after doing that.